Let me ask you something before we start. If wealth really looked the way social media shows it, wouldn't everyone who looks rich already be wealthy? So why are so many loud lives funded by debt, stress, and burnout, while the people who quietly build real fortunes seem almost invisible? Here's the truth most people never realize until it's too late. Millionaires don't win by being louder. They win by being disciplined when no one is watching. They guard their time like it's the real currency. Think about yesterday for a moment. Where did your time actually go? Millionaires track that question carefully because they understand something fundamental. Money can be replaced. Time cannot. Once it's spent, it's gone forever. That awareness shapes everything. They don't let their days get hijacked by notifications, endless messages, or quick favors that turn into hours. They don't fill their calendars just to feel busy. In fact, their schedules often look boring from the outside. Fewer meetings, more blocks of focused work, time reserved for thinking, learning, and recovery. They aren't grinding non-stop. They're designing days that produce results repeatedly. Protecting time isn't about working harder. It's about refusing to waste attention on things that don't move the needle. They invest in quality, not quantity. Here's a question most people avoid. Why does having more often feel worse? Because quantity creates clutter, physical and mental. Millionaires learn this early. They don't chase endless options. They choose fewer things, but better ones. This shows up everywhere. Fewer clothes that actually fit and last. Fewer tools that do the job right the first time. Fewer relationships that demand energy without returning value. Quality simplifies life, and simplicity creates speed. When your environment is intentional, you don't spend mental energy fixing, replacing, or second guessing. That clarity becomes an unfair advantage. Less noise means more focus, and more focus compounds. They avoid cheap habits that quietly destroy futures. Now ask yourself this honestly. What habits feel small today but expensive tomorrow? Millionaires avoid cheap habits, not because they lack fun, but because they understand delayed consequences. Mindless scrolling, excessive partying, emotional spending, constant distraction disguised as relaxing. None of these ruin lives overnight. That's what makes them dangerous. They slowly drain energy, health, and momentum. Discipline shows up in what millionaires consistently say no to. They protect sleep, they protect clarity, they protect reputation. Self-control isn't about restriction to them, it's about preserving leverage, because energy is easier to compound than money, and once it's gone, progress stalls. They think in decades, while others think in weekends. Why do so many people feel like they're constantly starting over? Because they're playing short games. Millionaires play long ones. They think in years, not impulses. Decades, not trends. Before major decisions, there's a quiet filter running in their minds. Will this expand my options in 5 years or shrink them? Will this decision make future choices easier or harder? This long-term lens changes behavior. Emotional reactions slow down. Impulsive spending loses its appeal. They're willing to look boring today because they're focused on being free tomorrow. Delayed gratification stops feeling like sacrifice and starts feeling like strategy. They move with intention, not emotion. Nothing about their progress is accidental. Millionaires know where they're going, even if they don't announce it. Their days align with their priorities. Their actions match their goals. When something doesn't serve the direction they're heading, it gets removed without drama, excuses, or over-explanation. They don't wait for motivation, they rely on structure. They don't chase inspiration, they build systems. And those systems quietly outperform talent and hype over time. That's the real secret no one posts online. Wealth doesn't come from louder living. It comes from quieter decisions, repeated daily, long after motivation fades. If this shifted how you think about money and success, subscribe to the channel for more content like this. We break down discipline, wealth, and mindset the way most people never will.